I hope you're all well. Welcome to my channel. If you've not been here before, it's where I talk about twin flame process. And if anybody wants to get a personal reading or do a session, you can contact me through my website, and the link is in the description box below. So this reading is for the new moon, which is in Leo, and that's coming in tomorrow, I think at 10:15 a.m. or something like that in England. I haven't got my phone next to me, so I'm not sure exactly what time. But it's in Leo. And the first thing that they're saying about this moon and about the sign that it's in, it really feels like the only relationship to the Leo energy is about assertion of boundaries. And they just said marching orders. So some of you will be giving someone their marching orders, i.e. you will be putting up a boundary and telling that person to back off and back away from you. You might not even be telling them, you might just be putting up a boundary and marching off yourself, and not having any more contact with someone, it feels like. So there's something like that. That's what's in relationship to this Leo energy. They're also saying it's a really ethereal energy. So they're showing me butterflies, transformation. It's very transformative. It's really connected to higher self. So it's a dark moon. However, it's about enlightenment. So there's quite a gentle feeling to this moon as well in terms of masculine energy. So it doesn't feel like this assertion of boundaries. It feels like a one-off, and it feels like they're saying discipline. So somehow it's about how you are going to feel going forward because of how you have learned to have dealt with your boundaries, having a boundary. And it's not like there's no, they're saying, extenuating circumstances. So it's like it doesn't go on, this assertion of boundaries. It's like a one-off. And it's more about a feeling than an actual, it's not a significant event. So maybe it's going to come through some kind of strange relationship, like not somebody that you know particularly well or have a history with or anything like that. More somebody that you just maybe encounter randomly, maybe somebody you don't even know. And you're asserting a boundary because it's not got any length to it. So it's like a one-off, a shot, they're saying, firing a shot, and it's like it's done then. So it's going to be someone you don't know, basically. It might be an email. It might be something like when you get one of those spam texts as well. It might be just, it could be deleting a text, something like that. It's just getting rid of something, basically, with a short, sharp shock. That is like, no, I'm not having that in my periphery. I'm not having that around me. I will not have that. So there's a very assertive energy, but it's not extensive. Doesn't go on, it's not like a drama. It's not about anything anything else. It's not about, that person and you or anything that. It's just about you doing it and you saying it and you feeling it and you having this resounding no inside of yourself that corresponds with a very firm boundary. That's going on for the feminine. They're saying, whereas for the masculine, it feels like really ethereal energy, really like delicate and floaty and go with the flow and kind of out of their head somehow and in a really like cleared space, but very floaty and not really grounded for the masculine. It feels like it's really good. I have to say, they're saying golden. It's a really good energy for the masculine. So it's not anything, it's not a fear energy. They're not going to be in a fear because that's what they're saying. There's a lot of enlightenment with this moon, despite the fact it's a low moon, like a dark moon, because it's in Leo and Leo is golden and Leo shines brightly. And Leo is, it's not just ego. So we've got that ego going on with the feminine, but it's also kind of expansion and the sun and everything being bright and hopeful and open, they're saying, for the masculine. So really higher energy for the masculine. They're saying it is really, the masculine is going to feel loads of possibilities and loads of potential to do, be, have, go after whatever it is they feel that they want. So it's a very feeling moon for the masculine. And it is very, they're getting in touch with their heart, they're saying. So it's heart energy. And again, Leo is that heart energy for the masculine, which I think it always is, really. It feels like it always is, you know. And so they'll be in that kind of like really in their heart and expanding through the heart. So it's expanding through what they desire to have around them. It's quite thoughtful as well, but in a way that is disconnected from ego. So more like kind of musing on dreams and desires and possibilities. And there's a searching energy to it in the mind, but it's not a hard energy, and it's not like there's no fight going on inside the masculine with this energy. It's not fighting to find out anything or being kind of, you know, angry or worried or stressed. It's a really kind of just like ethereal, floaty kind of like, it's like a what if energy almost, or I wonder if, and how would it feel if, and that kind of stuff, because it's connected to the heart. So it's how would I feel kind of a thought. You know, it's not a bitter or vengeful kind of energy. It's a very soft, searching energy for the masculine. And then it feels like, and they just said the feminine will be put on the spot. Now, it might have come along already. You might have had, because the moon energy starts a few days before, so you might have had something come along yesterday, the day before, maybe the day before. I would have thought yesterday, really, more likely, that was about asserting a boundary. And again, I don't feel it's anything that's going to be, you might not even notice it, you know. So you might need to search around and, you know, like I say, it could be something like a junk email or where you just go, no, or you might have unsubscribed from something, you know, something. I don't know. It's a very quick boundary setting for the feminine, and a let go afterwards, they're saying. So it's not like you're going to be thinking about it long term. And I think it is for this let go, basically. The setting of the boundary is really for the let go that comes afterwards. You know how when you're not used to setting boundaries and you first start setting them, you're all thinking about the boundary afterwards and why, you know, was it all right that I did that? And was it all right that I said no to that person? Was it all right that I, you know, that I kind of, there's a lot of worry and fear comes up in setting boundaries when you're not used to setting them. And with this, there's no worry or fear. It's just a set it and a let go. And there might be if there's any energy after the setting of the boundary, it's the laughter, you know, and it's a kind of like, kind of a fun feeling, like you got rid of someone and then it's like you're just laughing at the fact that you did that, and maybe they'll never know that you did, they're saying. Maybe they won't even know that you did it. Right, let's get some cards out. Okay, new moon, Leo. What else do we have to do? What do we need to know? What have we got to say? Okay, here we go. So they're showing me the Queen of Swords. Again, this is in my head. This is like that same energy, the woman setting a boundary, cord cutting, some kind of definitive no, chopping something off, you know, cutting someone off, and very firm, resounding no coming through the feminine. Let's have a look. Oh, Ace of Wands coming up. So it's pure potential, this moon. Again, it's that golden energy. It's a hands-off affair for the masculine, they're saying. So it's like I feel like this connection between the masculine and the feminine at this moon, the fact that the feminine has got a resounding no coming up inside of her, it's almost like she's kind of playing the part of the masculine, taking on board the energy of the masculine to allow the masculine to be in a feminine space, to allow the masculine to be in a state of let go, to allow them to be in a kind of dreamy energy where they're going to be just surrounded by possibilities energetically, things popping into their head, like, oh, what if I did this, or what if I did that, what if I obviously in that equation there's a what if I contacted put your name there out of the blue after this long time, there's that as well. So there's no like graspy energy about it, and there's nothing like fierce or scary. All right, so Ace of Wands, pure potential, is coming up with solutions. They said inside the masculine, they're going to come into in alignment with a thought or an idea, the solution. It's going to be an aha moment for them on what they should do, basically. The Hermit, which is wisdom and coming out of the cave. It's got a man coming out of a cave. Masculine coming out of a cave. Enlightened through dreams, they're saying. And then we've got Eight of Pentacles, which is connecting in the physical. So something coming into the physical, something physical coming into the physical. So it's a manifestation after this moon. Something manifesting into your physical domain, basically. A work in progress, they're saying. It's been a work in progress. The 8 is the infinite connection. So what you bring into the physical, work in progress. It's not that you've been working on manifesting it through any particular way. It's running behind the scenes, they're saying. So it's been going on behind the scenes of your life, basically. There's been no access to this thing that's about to manifest. You couldn't have manifested it through the practice of the law of attraction. You couldn't have done it like that. It will not work like that. This is something that's got its own trajectory, its own momentum, its own time frame. And you have like that hands-off energy that they're talking about is that you wouldn't, you got this like with your twin flame process. There's this feeling of like, come on, I want it now. When is it going to happen? You know it's going to happen, your reunion. You know it's going to manifest into the physical. You understand that. You feel it. You're aware of it. It's like it's there already, because it is. It's just you can't see it because it's only energetic, not physical. When you are separated from it physically, that person, it is still there, but it's just energetic. So it's like you've got it, but you haven't got it. So there's this sensation of, what people say is like the thing that you shouldn't wait for it. That's not really correct, because what it is, it's that it's there. And that's the frustration of it, that it is already there. You just want to be able to see it. And as much as you might understand, okay, high vibration, feeling good, getting on with my life, not waiting, and, trying to appreciate everything and love everything, because love comes from love, and all this stuff that is law of attraction. You've got to love where you're at to get further on in the path of love, right? Because that's how you attract, by being in the vibration of what it feels like to have what you want. And despite all of that, you cannot manifest this reunion. Not in that way, right? So you can be all of that energy that's really, really good, and still you will not have your reunion until it's time for you to have the reunion, because there's two people in the time frame, and the feminine is always going to be ahead of the masculine, and the feminine therefore is always going to feel like it should be now. And having been dealing with that energy, that letting go kind of sensation around not having it now, whereas the masculine is really not even aware of that of that feeling of frustration. So, because they're behind, so to them everything feels like it's how it should be. And I guess, people talk about the running energy and the masculine running away and kind of moving away from it. So they are dealing with a fear of going towards what they want, which makes them actually more comfortable in not coming forward a lot of the time and manifesting into your reality, because it feels more comfortable for them to, like, and I'm only saying slightly more comfortable, to not be dealing with the fear. So when they cannot be in fear through avoidance, they'll be in avoidance. And then, of course, they are propelled forward and pushed forward through the energies, as we are, through the energies made to do stuff. And they get another push forward, and then they've got to deal with that fear again that comes up in relation to what they're going to do. So this moon, which is about the feminine having to act upon the ego, is about giving the masculine the space to move forward through the let go, basically. Right, so it's about manifesting, and that's how it's working. So, i.e., you'll have specific things. The feminine has specific things to do along her path, which are about moving the masculine forward. But none of those things are about working with law of attraction. They're about twin flame process, which is why you cannot apply law of attraction completely to your reunion. The reunion is the only thing that you cannot apply law of attraction to. And actually anything that is involved in your reunion. So you'll have things taken away from you as you're going through your process. Things taken away, some of which you'll be getting back. And all those things, if it's to do with your physical reunion and your twin flame connection, you will not be able to operate traditional law of attraction practices to those things, because they're part of your process, and your process is the reason you're here. It's the reason you exist. So, and the only thing the law of the attraction in relation to twin flame process is for the feminine to understand that the connected vibration does work with law of attraction. So for you to get in a higher vibration and feeling better brings the masculine into a higher vibration and feeling better, but it's still not going to manifest the physical reunion. It's just going to bring you both into a better vibration, which is actually work that you're in for when you come together later, so that you understand the law of attraction to apply it to different things rather than to your twin flame process and your twin flame union. Whew, right, that's a bit long-winded, wasn't it? Okay. Seven of Cups emotions and the world completion and expansion. Ace of Pentacles, brand new beginning in the physical. So we've got something brand new coming after this moon. Of course, the moon is going to throw up a variety of emotions, negative and positive, they're saying. Things come up. First 2 days before the moon, 2 days after the moon, they're saying. And it's all going to be thrown up. This isn't about, you're not going to be, the feminine is not going to be like hooking into things that are, she's incapable of mastering, they're saying. So the feminine is going to, through this moon, be in mastery of her own emotions. So the emotion that comes up is going to be your twins' emotions, the masculine's emotions. It would make sense, right? Because it's the masculine moon, it's a dark moon. So you're not going to feel these emotions connected to anything of you, of your life. You're just going to maybe get a feeling comes up like, oh, I feel really sad and I don't know why. That kind of thing. Like suddenly overcome, like, and it's going to feel it. You're going to feel it in your physical body as well, they're saying. So it's going to feel like pulling at your heart, basically, like something pulling at your heart. You know, they say pulling at your heartstrings, and you just feel like you're kind of about to fall down, but you don't know why you're falling down. Like falling out of your vibration and feeling sad, like feeling like pulled down and feeling low and feeling upset, but you don't know why. So they're saying you're going to experience it like that. So it's the same active spot as the masculine's in, being brought into the heart at this moon through that Leo energy. So I don't feel the masculine feeling any strong emotions. I feel like it's just some kind of like an opening in the heart, basically, and things being let out. And it's not really, again, with the masculine, I don't feel they're going to be in a negative space and thinking about things that are making them sad. It just feels like emotion coming up, like, because the heart owns the emotions. The heart is the bridge, right? And it's the source of the emotions, and it's like the heart opening, basically, just allows emotions to come out. And there is a lot of sadness in this process, in this journey that you experience. The sadness is coming out, so it's a good thing, because it feels like where you've been in a lot of sadness on this journey through this process, debilitating sadness, they're saying, so unable to do things because you felt so sad, unable to feel happier because you felt so sad about what you've lost. It's grief, basically. And that's at times on this journey, and you may not even remember by the time you're at this point on this journey, but there were times a long time ago when you felt so sad that you could literally not get out of the sadness. It was this feeling of not wanting to get up and get out of bed and start a day or start anything new, right? So it becomes ingrained. It's like the more you live in that energy, the more you have to live through that energy, the more it becomes a natural state of being and a part of yourself that you don't even know a life without it. So you're constantly almost in this sadness, and it becomes the norm. So there's something here about that heart opening and that just letting go. And when it lets go of what you've experienced, you're gonna feel it again. It's just going to be momentary, though, they're saying. It's not going to be, one time you lived in that feeling all the time, and this is not that. This is just a sudden, like, oh God, I feel really sad. That's really weird, because I was just, doing a washing up and thinking about the shopping, and all of a sudden I'm really sad. And then it'll go away again, because it's just releasing where you've been, basically. It's a let go, and things have to release, but it's such, again, like they're saying a really gentle and a slow let go, and it's actually for the masculine. So it's the masculine's let go coming through the feminine. So, their heart is opening, and their heart is coming into alignment with what it is they really want. So their heart is connecting to their head at this moon, and they are going to be brought into the space of, what do I want and how do I get there? And the release of that, right? And a final release into, like, seeing a way forward, or just knowing a way forward, we should say, really. Because again, it's not ego. There will be no kind of plan beyond the action of taking action, because there can't be, because it's a complete unknown. They're saying some of these reunions have been waiting around for like years, decades. So how can it be known what it's going to be past the point of reconciliation? The actual, like, hello, you can't go beyond that. The masculine can't go beyond that in their mind, because it's been so long. How would they know? Nobody knows until after hello, because it's as soon as it's back in the physical, you're both dealing with it in the physical, and you're both human at this time. And it's like, bang, you're returned to self, both of you. Ace of Pentacles, which is return to the physical, brand new beginning in the physical, right? Eight of Pentacles coming into the physical. And form, Page of Pentacles, which is brand new form showing up in the physical. So we've got that there, Eight of Pentacles coming into the physical. Completion in the world and expansion of everything that is. And form arriving for a brand new start again. Number one, Page of Pentacles, form showing up in the physical. Okay. And then we've got King of Cups coming out. So it's the masculine heart. So the wisdom, the hermit of the heart, basically, and completion. And that's the expansion of the heart that they're talking about, that's coming for the masculine. It's like, This is, when the masculine makes a reunion happen, because the masculine comes forward when it's time for the physical reunion to go on and on and on and remain in the physical. This is remaining in the physical. This is remaining in the physical. This is going, starting and remaining in the physical, right? When it's time for that, and this is when the masculine reaches out to make contact, they are on autopilot. So it's coming from the heart, an expansion through the heart and the wisdom of the heart. So this is where they just get up and they walk across the room and they sit down at their laptop and they type you an email. And they may get up and it's like like they're saying, it's ethereal, this moon. It's like a dream space. So they're going to do it, maybe, they're just going to do it. There's no fear at this moon. There isn't any like, oh God, I can't do that. It's just like, literally like, legs are walking, bum is sitting down in chair, fingers are tapping, and it's done, right? And it's done, and that's it, and it's done. So it's like, it's coming through vibration, look, Ace of Wands. And Two of Swords, heart over head, and the equation of the heart and the head, right? Which is what they're saying. So it's like, the choice is not a choice, basically, is in this matter, right? So where you think you got choices, when you're going through twin flame process, you have no choice. You don't have the choices that you're wishing you had, because you're in twin flame process. So you've only got one. You're only here for that. So everything else in your life is part of that. So you could, it's like that's the frustration of the feminine. Like, why can't I move on in my life? Why can't I get on with my life? Why can't I? Because you're in twin flame process. So your whole life is a part of that process. So all bets are off, until that process is complete, basically. And it's completed by the masculine moving forward. So that is what you're waiting for and have been waiting for all along, right? And it will happen when it's time for it to happen, but not because anyone decides it's going to happen through their ego and not even through their emotions. It's because it's time, because you're a twin flame, and twin flame is a process and it's a destiny and it's a purpose and it's about higher energy and it's about in the terms of law of attraction, it's about understanding that you are vibration before you are physical, and therefore you are always together. And that's the truth of it, and that's the law of it, the twin flame law, if you like, that you're always together, and therefore what's energetically connected will show up in the physical once the process is complete, the world, and once it can expand around the choices of the head and the heart. You are not here for anything else but this. And to transform, they're saying, to transform. Remember at the start there was butterflies and transformation. You are here to transform what is vibration into physical. So that's how it's lining up with our understanding of the law of attraction. Once you are returned to the physical and you have your reunion, you're going to really understand vibration, and that vibration becomes physical. And that is like insider knowledge, they're saying, that you'll never lose. That's another wisdom, basically. Right, and that's like a bigger understanding of the heart and what the heart is, and how the heart is like it's like the central sun or something. It's like the heart is like the vortex of creation. They're saying it's like everything. It's like beyond human emotion, It's like so this process, right, the end of the process, the completion of the process, it feels like you visualize your physical human body, right, and you've got a heart in there, kind of in the center of your chest, and you can imagine the size of your fist or whatever, and it's pumping and beating, and that's what people think is the heart when they talk about the heart, and they're human. It's like, oh, it's in there, and it's there, and it's part of me. But this process is about that heart becoming bigger than you. So you're in the heart, basically. So it surrounds you and you're in it, rather than it's in you and you surround it, they're saying. So everything operates from the heart afterwards, after your reunion. It all operates from, You just basically are going to stay in the feeling good once it's time for you to reconnect physically. Oh, look, created through pain underneath, and all the pain that's been in the heart, basically, and all the daggers sticking in it. Created through pain, 3 of Swords, underlying the completion. Now, 4 of Pentacles, and again, that's in the physical. It's coming into the physical now. That's be interesting to see what comes out in this 3 of Swords. Create through pain and let go, basically, letting go of the pain. And just, again, it's like this hands-off thing, right? Underlying. And this is the masculine as well. It's underlying what's going on. So it's like the masculines let go of all the pain in the heart. And are feeling good, therefore. Right, let's go Ace of Wands. Ace of Swords, brand new communication coming. Clarity, they're saying it's clarity of communication. It's just like one word. Oh, that's interesting. Because where they're saying this short, sharp, like a blocking. Oh, you might block someone on Facebook. You know, the feminine, like putting up a boundary. It could be like blocking someone on social media, something like that. Because they're saying a short, sharp shock. And it's very, very comparable or equal to a very short communication from the masculine. Like just a hello. Is this you? You know, something like that coming. It's going to be as short as it can be. It's not going to say anything, but is it you? Right? And at the same time, they're saying as you, kind of the same energy as you going no to someone, like a really short blocking or deleting or yeah, something like that going on now. Or you see how that's how all held in. So small, right, in the 4 of Pentacles, in the physical, so small in the now of the physical, and the expansion that is the completion is around something so small in the physical. So we've got a very tight communication, we've got a very tight boundary. 2 of Swords, and then we've got new love moving in, Page of Cups. So again, small communication. Hello. Oh, I'm just getting that Lionel Richie song. Hello, is it you? Is it you I'm waiting for? I don't know. I can't sing and I definitely don't know that song, but do you know the one? I might look it up after this. Okay. 8 of Pentacles, relationship, Hierophant, the big one, the big relationship coming along in the physical, the elusive one they just said. And that's exactly how it is, right? Because some people would have it that this is illusionary, twin flame. It's not. It's very real. You get the proof when you get the reunion, and it's elusive, they're saying. It's been elusive, not illusory. Okay, Page of Pentacles, form showing up, and ethereal again, higher self, high priestess. So it's through that feminine energy of the let go that the masculine is moving along into the physical. So they will literally be they might be out of body when they make that contact. They might not know they're doing it. Maybe they have a drink, I don't know. Maybe they're having a drink and they have one too many and they do it. Something like that. But I don't feel that they're doing it from any kind of logical perspective. In fact, they just said not logical. It's from a like automated system of reunion because it's time, basically. It's time for you to come back together. Hermit, and that is decreed by your multidimensional selves, not by your human selves. Multidimensional self being God, because we are everything that exists, right? We're part of everything that exists, not just one thing, everything. We're everywhere, and we're everyone, and we're everything. Energetically, we're everything. So we're not just one thing there, we're everything. Quantum, we're quantum beings. Got our fingers in so many pies, honestly. Right, Hermit. Five of Cups, and the love that remains despite the fact that it's basically been abandoned in the physical. Felt like abandonment. Wisdom, abandonment, coming out of the cave, coming back. King of Cups, and the Devil, what you desire, coming towards you, two ends meeting, two ends of the stick, the connected vibration of the twin flames, bringing them back together. Your multidimensional selves deciding it's time for you to come back together. The end result, they just said, the final countdown, the final showdown, the final agreement, finality, done and dusted. Seven of Cups. And love coming in. Again, Knight of Cups, which is romantic love coming in on top of all those emotions that have been, basically, that you've had lessons around. Lessons as in you've had to experience the gamut. You have had to run the gamut of every single emotion known to man. Feel it, live through it, experience it, overcome it. Trial by error, they're saying. Trial by fire. So that's what you've been through, and this is the outcome, which is love coming, romantic. True love, they're saying. Not an illusion, but true love. The one. You see he's holding up the cup, the one. And then Ace of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. Go with the flow. That's all that means. Go with the flow. It's coming into the physical, basically. So just let go, right? You haven't got anything to do but let go of whatever it is that just comes along. So when you slam that not here label on whatever it is that you're putting a boundary up against, that's it. Then you just walk away. You don't turn around and start to see if it's still stuck, you know? You just walk away from the action that you're required to take, which is part of your reunion process. When you set a boundary, the whole idea is that you just do the thing, you boundary it, you assert your boundary, and then you completely let go, because otherwise the thing still has hold of you. So a boundary requires that you set a boundary, and then you just don't think either about that person anymore, you don't think about the fact that you set the boundary anymore, you don't think about how you set the boundary, you just do it, you turn your back and you walk away. Because if you don't, that thing still has a hold over you, whether it's a person or a junk email or a fake profile on Facebook or whatever. If you think about it again, if you give it any time or attention, it's still got you. And that's what its aim was in the first place. Negative things come along for us to assert our boundaries against them, say no, and then walk away like it never happened, so that they don't continue to steal our energy away from us and to steal our good feeling. Because basically that's when they steal your energy. It means they're stealing your good feeling and your ability to thrive, right? So this is what this is about. You just carry on going and you let go. And there's also, you don't turn it into a victimhood. So yeah, probably you've had loads and loads of instances where things have come along that you've had to put up a boundary. But again, you don't want to keep holding on to that as though this always happens to me. Just understand it's part of your process, therefore it has happened to you. It would have to have happened to you because it's part of your process that you learn to assert boundaries. That's why it happened to you. So it's not like it's going to happen again once you actually assert the boundary in the right way by just walking away and never looking back. Then it's not going to happen again because there'll be no need, because you'll have learned how to deal with a boundary, having a boundary, right? So that's that. So just singing that song by Dion now, Walk On By. All right, so that's it. I'm going to leave you with that. Hope that helps. Lots of love. And See you next time. Bye.